Hey everybody, this is Yasmin777 on Twitch.tv, coming to you guys with a guide that everybody has been looking forward to. I now have enough gigs for the new month in order to post this video, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to teach you how to save your game for BDO, because this is primarily for BDO, although it can work for a lot of other games. It's up to you to decide on a few key factors while it's going. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and swap screens for you. So here's my desktop. And I'm just going to go ahead and go to my documents, which I already have open. So go to your documents. You should see, oops, not downloads, documents. Well, that's my fuck up. But either way, we have Black Desert Online right here in your folder. You're going to go ahead and want to copy and paste that somewhere safe. I'm just going to go ahead and put it on my desktop. I've already got it there, so it's just going to overlap. You want to make sure your game's closed for this step, and then reopen your game because you want to make sure those files are locked in. So I'm going to go ahead and close that, but I'm going to minimize. You're going to go ahead and bring up your BDO, right? Okay, so I'm already logged in. I'm Ruka, the Tamer, who streams all the time, but yeah. Come on down. Ha. So what you're going to do is go right into your settings. Now I've already done this method, so I don't have to hit apply. But what you're going to do is as strong as, put your settings up as high as your system you feel is, before it's going to crash out. But you're going to go ahead and make sure it's high, very high. You're going to make sure your screen filter, your SSAO, your anti-aliasing, depth of field, and improved distance are all on. You're going to make sure your auto frame optimizer is off. And you're going to turn and make sure that you can see other people's abilities. So it'll also allow you to see extra abilities into your, in your place. So it's going to lock up for a moment. This is natural and completely expected. And it'll come back with a flash of white. And your settings will then be improved. And there it goes. Poof. So if I scroll up, I'm already still sitting at around 60 frames while recording. And it fluctuates 50 to 60 even on the settings. Yes, I could probably stream in these settings, but it'd probably heat my graphics card and CPU unnecessarily, and every once in a while, if big animations are going off, I'd probably lag while streaming. While not recording or streaming, I could have this no problem, which I normally do. So you're going to make sure that that's like that. You're going to hit confirm. Now, you've already saved your file somewhere, right? So you're going to go ahead and exit your game. We're going to go mess with the NVIDIA control panel. Now, this only works for NVIDIA. I'm sorry, AMD people, but I don't have one for AMD. I'm just going to go ahead and minimize it to the tray. So we're back on this screen. Now, when you go open up your NVIDIA control panel, you're going to go to Manage 3D Settings, okay? We're going to start from the top, but first, if you've made any changes to your, your settings for a specific game, like BDO, you're going to make sure you select it and restore it to default, okay? Then go back to your global settings. We're going to start from the top. I will provide pictures for this so that people can actually have a solid frame without having to pause and zoom in or whatever. You'll just have Gyazo pictures, okay? So we have ambient occlusion off, anisotropic filtering, which I probably butchered the hell out of that name, application controlled, anti-aliasing FXAA off, anti-aliasing gamma correction off, anti-aliasing mode, application controlled. Settings should also be off because mode is controlled. Well, I mean not off, application controlled, goddamn. Anti-aliasing transparency, off. CUDA GPUs, all. DSR factors, off, and smoothness is off because factors is. Maximum pre-rendered frames, 1. Multi-frame sampled AAMF off. Now we're gonna go down and cut that off. Now we have multi-display mixed GPU acceleration, single display performance mode. Optimize for computer performance, off. Power management mode, prefer maximum performance. Shader cache, on. Texture filtering, anisotropic sample optimization, off. Texture filtering, negative LOD bias, clamp. Texture filtering quality, high quality. Texture filtering, trilinear optimization, on. Threaded optimization, auto. Triple buffering, off. Vertical sync, use the 3D application setting, and virtual reality pre-rendered frames, 1. Now, here's the mood point. Some people would prefer this to be off, because some games obviously have some issues with this. So this is to your own personal preference. What you can do is you can set the global setting to use the 3D application, and then in program settings just manually change it for each game that actually needs it. BDO, I find I don't really need to have it off. It seems to work fine. It's sitting at 60, but if you want higher frames and you're capable of higher frames, then you probably want this off for games like BDO. So that's pretty much it for the settings. Again, I will have pictures. Now, again, this is not for AMD. This is only for NVIDIA users. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have one for AMD, but I will try and get my hands on one. All this is provided to you by my friend Kaught and her friend Mr. T. I just call him Mr. T. So I will provide links in the description for, you know, the managed 3D settings. And I hope you all get a few more frames out of it. I know I did. I managed to get at least 10 frames while streaming, which is quite an improvement, and I play on medium. Okay, also something to remember, after all these tweaks are made, you're going to go ahead and restart your computer at this point, and come back. All the settings should be golden when you log into BDO, then set your settings to something lower. So you have your saved file if necessary. You just want to see how much you can actually push your system with the frames that you currently now have. If not, you can drop them back down to medium, turn off the just keep anti-aliasing and SSAO on is what I do. You can turn them off if you so wish, but that's where I like to sit. Medium, those two settings, everything else off. Make sure I depending on what I'm doing, I keep people's abilities on and off though. But that's about it. This has been a wonderful, like, it works for me. Right, it might work for some, it might not work for others. Again, it is not for AMD users. I will try and get an AMD one. We'll see what happens. But again, hopefully you guys squeeze out a few more frames. Let me know in the comments how much of an improvement or no improvement at all that it seems to have helped or not. So I'll see you guys in stream. Come join me.